Hello again. Well, if you've just passed your matric, there are critical skills you might want to consider for your future. Career Junction's 2022 Employment Review shows a shortage of critical skills in the country's job sphere. The group says recruiters and HR specialists in South Africa and the world are facing difficulties nowadays filling certain vacancies. So what are those positions should our matriculants, for example, as they ponder on their future, consider? Let's bring in now the group's Paul Byrne to tell us a little bit more. Paul, good afternoon. Welcome to today, and thank you very much for joining us this afternoon here on eNCA. So this survey that you've done as Career Junction, your research, I mean, as a Career Junction portal, was it done in 2022?
Yes, what we did is we did the research itself in 2022. We did it during the course of December before we went on leave. And what we had the opportunity to do was to have a look back at the 12 months starting the beginning of January last year and really analyze what it is that we can see in terms of the shortage of jobs that we can see coming into the market today and how that correlates to what we've seen over the last number of years. So this is a report that we do put out on a regular basis. In actual fact, the Career Junction Employment Index is a monthly report. It just so happens that this particular month we focused on those shortage of skills, specifically in the knowledge that obviously this is an important time of the year now that we get into the beginnings of 2023 for people to understand where they're going in their careers, and then specifically to bring it back to the matrics, what they should be considering in terms of their career choices as they move into the world of work.
Okay, let's get right into it then. What did you find? What are these skills in this new world of ours that we desperately need?
Well, Dan, I think there's been such a transition over the last couple of years, largely brought on by the pandemic. If you think about it, yes, we've had skill shortages for years, but we've accelerated into a new world of work where so many dynamics in the workplace have changed recently. And a lot of organizations have found, for example, that they need to start thinking digitalization very, very quickly. So this acceleration has probably brought forward the demand for certain skills by at least 10 years, and a lot of companies have been caught unawares by this. And specifically when we're talking about this digitization, and as others might call it, the move into the fourth industrial revolution, what we're seeing front and center is the scarcity of IT skills. And second to that, finance skills we've also noted, are particularly short at the moment. And when we get into the IT skills, the kind of detail that we're looking at is it's the software developers that we are really struggling with, or our customers are really struggling with in terms of the appointments at the moment. It is your business architects, it's your business, it's your database designers, your database administrators, and your data analysts, all forming such an important part of that sort of ecosystem of the IT space right now. So that's probably where we're seeing it is where we're seeing the most severe shortages. But then second to that, I mentioned finance as well. And specifically within the finance space, we're looking at roles like your actuaries, we're looking at your financial analysts, your cost and management accountants, your tax practitioners, as well as your external auditors. So those are probably the areas that we're seeing the biggest opportunity at the moment for those people that can actually take a career direction in that particular sort of one of those industries.
Okay.
There are other sectors which we'll get into.
Yes, I wanted to get there. So to say, I mean, those are IT skills. It's very much in that technology space. Finance skills, it's very much specific as well. But I mean, there could be other sectors that young people could consider, for example, in the creative space. Are there skills there that this country is looking for?
Very much so. Yeah, and let me bring it into marketing and creative. So we're definitely seeing a shortage within the marketing space, and then as we call it, the design, media, and art space. So specifically when we're looking at marketing, your project and your product management type skills, those are the kind of people that we are desperately looking for. And then in the design, media, and art sectors, the web designers, the multimedia designers, the 3D designers, in actual fact, is becoming a massive career path for people at the moment, as well as your traditional sort of graphic and print design type roles. So big opportunities coming out over there as well. But then let's also not forget the importance of things like the medical sector. We're finding that your caregivers and your nurses in particular are in short demand or short supply at the moment. And I'm particularly worried about this as we move into the next sort of 10 to 15 years, as I'm aware that there is a growing number of nurses that are coming close to retirement age. So that's going to create a gap in nursing care here within South Africa. So I think there's a massive opportunity for young people that are driven to that kind of medical calling, that they should be getting into the sphere of nursing. And then I think another good one for matrics coming into the world of work for the first time, Dan, is the sales opportunities, business development. There's always a huge number of companies that are looking for people that are relatively new into the market, into the world of work. That gives those companies the opportunity to actually train these skills up. And I'm talking about your telesales, your telemarketers, your different advisors. Those kind of opportunities have been advertised quite a lot at the moment. And I know that there's a shortage of that type of skill through the data that we've been analyzing.
Yeah, I might have missed it, Paul. You might have mentioned it already. We're a country that's in desperate need of new infrastructure. I'm wondering about engineering, civil engineers. Has it come up? Have you mentioned it?
Absolutely. I have not mentioned civil engineers, that they are definitely there, that do form part of our list. So if I go through the full list just to make sure that we haven't missed anything, at the top of the list, we're saying IT and finance roles. Second to that, we're saying your medical and health, your marketing roles, your design, media, and arts roles. Then we get into business and management, which includes some of that business development that I was talking about. And we've got then the engineering roles. And specific to that, you're 100% right. It's the civil engineering type skills that we're looking for at the moment. But within the engineering sector, there is overall a general shortage of that type of skill. But civil is on top of that particular list.
Paul, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for clarifying what you found there. Paul Byrne, he's the Chief Executive Officer of Career Junction, just shedding some light for us, but some of the critical skills in South Africa as the matriculants now, those who've received their results, are beginning to plan and plot their way ahead. We thought let's just touch base to say which are these areas that you can find. That's from the Career Junction portal. That's what they have seen, what the market right now is required.